Yo, welcome back to the channel. Ignore my summer hair today because my hat's broken. I need a mini hat sent to me please. Very style, great, thank you. Today we're going to try and get the engine top dead center and get that distributor in. Yeah, so what I've done already is got the car up on axle stands. No point filming that, there's a billion videos out there. Let's have a look. It looks, well, like this. As you can see, goes on the back part of the subframe. They're a little bit bentish, but that's kind of normal on most minis. Been jacked up a million times here before, as you can see. Obviously we'll have to inspect this properly at some point, but for the most part, it looks pretty good under here. Plan is, since it's so difficult to turn this thing without the right size socket, which I've got one in ordered, so you know, we'll see. What we're going to do is see, by taking that cover off, hang on, let's point out, and we should be able to see time marks in there. Hopefully, so this is already luckily out of the way. We'll undo this, and we'll have a look. And then what we'll do is we'll rotate the wheels, one side or the other, to simulate the engine turning, obviously, whilst it's in gear. And then we get the spark plug out, solder this one. When that one's top dead center, so we should be able to either feel it with our finger or put a screwdriver or something in it until you can see it at the top. And we'll shove a distributor in. Winner. Distributor! Distributor! There we go, Mr. Distributor. So what we're going to do is when this goes in, generally this arm should be facing about there, towards the wiring. That's what most guides are telling me. Obviously it would slot in, and it should be number one. Not perfect, but it is what we're going to go with and see if it works. Yeah, so let's get cracking. First protocol as always, mash some WD-40 on there. Today we're taking no prisoners. We're going guns all the way, so let's try it. Short. Easy. Look at that. Oh, this one's under a cover. Of course it is. Right, just a cover should. Oh. Should never say should. With a bit of prying, I'm assuming it's been sealed on. Loads of gasket in there, that's it. Is that even the right slot? See no markers in there. Maybe not. Maybe I've got some misadvice. That looks like it should be like a breather hose or something. Okay, we'll put that back on. Yeah, perhaps you don't go by that. Interesting. Okay, next plan of action. Take a spark plug out. I mean, I've only just put these on, but whatever. I was going to go straight in with gun crazy, but probably a bad idea because I don't know how long these spark plugs have been in here. I assume it's going to be pretty difficult. Let's not break my fingers, please. Easy as that. Couple of taps. Oop, that has to happen. Couple of taps. So let's pull that little thing back out. That was the spark plug. Looking at the colour of these things, they actually look like maybe they've been burning lean or a bit oily, so that doesn't mean much. So can you see inside that hole? Not really. But the plan is we're going to stick a screwdriver in. Let's say this one might be okay. So yeah, clearly down the bottom somewhere, and this should, in theory, we need a long one really. It's not long enough so it sticks out a bit. We should be able to see the piston. Whoop, move it up and down. By the time that gets to the top, shove a distributor in. Pretty much that simple. I'm going to try and see now. It's much difficult, so I'm going to try and do it from here and film. What happens if I turn the engine? Oop, see it moving, so that's a good sign. Pretty sure you have to go this way. I ain't doing anything, so we're not in gear maybe? Maybe I was in gear. These rockers should be moving, but they're not, so. We'll put it in fourth, because why not? We were actually in a gear, so this should be working unless my professional barge ideas don't work, which is quite probable, isn't it? Okay, let's try again. Either that or the top of the engine seized. Just can't see in that bloody hole. See, that is the sound it's supposed to make. Not got any other signs, have we? This spinning the engine trick is not working. Okay. We're learning as we go. The only other way to do it is to put tension on the belt, or obviously turn the flywheel. Well, we've got to move that last time, they say. Interesting. Right, I've come to the conclusion. What I'm going to do, jam in some of my RX-8 oil, because it's mineral oil, it's quite similar. Just going to soak these in some oil, get it to circulate a bit, because you can hear it circulating some oil, and then we're going to try and see if I find a way to get this to turn and get these things to start moving. Yeah, but interesting. Make sure we get some oil in some efficient places. A bit more on top. That'll do. Alright, I think we're just going to have to be a bit more brutal with this. Let's make these things move, because I reckon it's a bit seized in place. So, if I ram this wheel back and forth, trust me, professional budger, kind of know what I'm doing. We should get some movement on these valves. Let's see. Oh yeah, look! You see it moving? I had to say with the engine moving. Definitely got some movement, that's good. So here's a little mini project I'm doing just in the middle of all this to get you some better camera angles. You're going to love this. This is professional projecting at a new level. Right, basically, what I got is one of these little, I don't know what you call it, I think it was used for drawing, you know, filming. It's got a little camera holder on this side. I'm trying to get a better angle so I don't have to keep holding this like this. It's good lighting as it is. So what I'm going to do, it's got obviously some weird, well, it used to be a mounting here, it's gone. So I'm going to make one. And we're going to attach it right there. So here's me drilling holes. Fantastic stuff. Whacking this with a little bit of a old breather pipe on it into there, because the size of this little hole here is about the same kind of thickness as that. Drill that in the wall, wedge them in, gooddoosh, and then we should be able to angle up and down camera angles for you. So let's see if it works. Not my drill is broken, I swear. Stuck on like hammer drill, weirdly. There we go, and then I'm about to put a thicker screw or a longer one in, and we've got angles, see? Check it out. I'll put it upside down a bit, yeah. Multiple angles. Camera sits in here, can move it this way or this way. I'll obviously swivel this bit as well. How cool is that? So the next angle you will see is from here. Alright, let's see what this new angle's like. Hard to judge, but you know, we're going to give it a go. You guys at home can tell me if this angle's any good, because I don't have to touch anything. Right, anyway, now we know it moves a bit. Technique number 2, on 22mm spanner. Technique is to put pressure on the fan belt and turn the alternator at the same time, which should, now it's moved a bit, be able to get this to work. Problem, my issue is this belt is pretty old, but we should be able to see. It's working, it's moving, but never necessarily any easier. I need to undo these bad boys. Let's get this belt off, this fan off, and then we can, like I said, access this with a ratchet. It's going to be a damn sight easier if I can get these off. I'm going to undo these alternator bolts, just push some more slack on it, make this a little easier than when it comes to rotating this, hopefully. After all that, it doesn't even work. Right. Changing tactics constantly because we're making it up as we go. Holding back with this. Down here, I can't get my hands trapped in anything. I'm going to rotate, tighten and rotate like this. There we go, look at that. Masterpiece. We're going to rotate the engine a few times because we need to get the oil to move. Oh, extra pressure. That's top dead then. There it is. You hear the squelch noise. Should be easy again now. Yep. Yeah, look at them all moving. kind of gets stuck. Ooh, ouch, a little bit. Let's see if you can see top dead happen. Now watch. Hopefully you can see. It's coming back up. There he comes. He gets stuck if I'm not careful. All good. Nearing the top. Pushing the camera out of the way. That's how that's how top it is. That is definitely top. Before it was dropping. I can't go backwards with the issues though. Hopefully, in theory, this one should be moving. This one should be stiff. Yes. That is what they call on the rock. I've read stuff. Cool. So now what we should be able to do is get the distributor in place.